Let's start.
We have got a chance today to present the diagnosis of Toshiba company, and Toshiba company is basically a multinational company which was founded in 1875 and is headquartered in Tokyo, the capital of Japan. The specializes of the of this company is specializes all of the companies are they are very energetic infrastructure. For example, they have manufactured they are manufacturing lots of things, electronic devices like health devices and home appliances, TVs, computers, and laptops as well. The turnover of the company is about 536,389 million euros, and it's a very well-known international company as well. But in 2015, it was a dramatic scandal of the company, and that is the reason they have. In 2016, they have produced lots of health devices, and they just they just sold it very quickly just to gain money as much as they can, just because of that scandal. In 2015, so that they can compensate the loss due to that scandal, and there's a decrease of 16% in just because of that scandal. There is a decrease of 16% of the market share, and the total loss to the company is about 5.5 billion euros.
So now we will speak about the diagnostic and which are the failure strategies of Toshiba which failed. So the first one was the fact that Toshiba put too much investment in other companies. They had too many partnerships. And so first in 2007, Toshiba purchased the Westinghouse, an American nuclear firm. 4 years later, another films that they bought too many films, so those actions were too costly for this company. They also made a partnership with Japan Display and with other companies. The partnership between Toshiba and this company speak about the mutualization of a way of production for LCD displays. After, in 2012, Toshiba and 3 other companies were in a bargain for sale for a stake of American Westinghouse, the first one. And 2 years later, Toshiba created a new company and purchased approximately all its assets. In 2015, Sony purchased the acoustic sensor deactivated activities of Toshiba after the scandal. And at the beginning of 2016, Toshiba sold all the other activities to Canon, the medical activities like X-rays, equipment, etc. So all those actions costed a lot of money to Toshiba, and it's important to have partnership, but not too much.
So in second time, I'll talk about the bad environmental analysis that Toshiba made. So in fact, in order to compensate the loss of the scandal in 2015, Toshiba wanted to fix high prices to keep a high turnover in position. However, Toshiba didn't do enough market study and competitor research to fix its prices according to the market. So at the end, the company ended up with the highest price of the market. Furthermore, the prices were not justified because the products are more innovative than the others on the market. For example, if you compare the price of a Samsung TV, which is one of the leaders of the market, with a Toshiba TV, we can see a price difference of more than 20% for the similar product.
So all these pricing and competitiveness problems is primarily due to a bad management in the company. There is an important communication issue, as it has been said previously. The headquarters in Tokyo wants to set high prices, while all the different offices around the world keep telling them that they should decrease the prices. They are not competitive. They are not competitive at all, and they don't sell enough products. But the headquarters doesn't consider it and keeps its high prices. The communication just goes in one sense. The direction gives orders, but they don't listen to the feedbacks of the employees. Moreover, during the tough period where the scandal explodes, employees were under pressure in order to quickly reach short-term objectives. The headquarters didn't care if they had too much work to do. They just wanted to compensate the loss of money due to the scandal in 2016. And Atsutoshi Nishida, the previous chief executive officer, set up his management system during the expensive acquisition of the American company Westinghouse. All of this contributed to a very stressful work for the employees, which were suffering of a lot of pressure. The management is important in such a big company. A bad management system can lead to complication, which engenders a significant decrease of the performance of the company.
And finally, Toshiba has sometimes do wrong choices of innovation. For example, in 2014, Toshiba launched its own market of culture of vegetables. So this market, Toshiba wants to offer to Japanese customers some healthy and quality food, comparing to the product that came from the farm that has been contaminated by the nuclear catastrophe in 2011. So the Toshiba predicted annual sales of 2 million euros, but it was far from achieve this forecast. And so this activity hasn't worked because the customer didn't expect to see the company in these types of markets because it was too far from its major activity like electronic devices and etc. So in 2016, Toshiba decided to close this factory because it wasn't a source of benefits, and with the scandal, they can't handle the high debt, so they closed this factory, and also because they have a new strategy of focusing on the storage data and on the energy infrastructure solutions. So now in this part I will talk about the recommendation we suggest for Toshiba. So first, we suggest to reinvest in the company and for saving money. Indeed, Toshiba shouldn't help out many companies and markets and focus on its core business. The company should save up money to invest in itself, for example, equipment or research and development, in order to respond to customers' expectations and cope with the competitor, which are many on the market. Thanks to this investment, Toshiba could develop more skill and knowledge in its core business. The market study is essential in a company, more in a company specialized in technology, because this market is evolving all the time. For the couple of years later, the company could try again to invest in the market of vegetables, for example, by carrying out a market study with Pastel or survey, for example. And maybe after a financial crisis and after paying the debts, Toshiba could invest in assets in a new market to develop the business.
After, we can suggest to Toshiba to align more to the competition. They should try to sell cheaper but more. They will earn the smallest margin, but they will sell they will sell a lot of products in the long term. It will be productive and it will increase the turnover. As Marianne said before, some competitors are cheaper than Toshiba in the same range of products, like in the television market. So they have a biggest market share. And so if Toshiba wants to keep its high prices, they have to justify and they can justify their high prices innovating. But if if Toshiba doesn't innovate, they have to align more to the competition to sell more.
So to face up the problem of the bad management, Toshiba has to set up a performance management system. This system allows the company to set up the objectives and the goal for all the employees, and they can see what they have to achieve during the coming periods. So this system will allow Toshiba to set up a corporate culture and to provide good work conditions to employees. So first, Toshiba has to work on the relationship between the manager and the employees, because it's very important in the company. And then it has to set up HR policies. So this system will allow the employee to understand clearly the objectives of the company, and so be more motivated to work harder within the company, and they will be more involved in the company's goal.
Finally, we suggest to the company to do more upstream studies before trying to launch a new product or to start a new activity. For instance, they could do internal analysis like the PESTEL analysis or the SWOT analysis. Once Toshiba will have compensated the lack due to the scandal and repaid its debts, the company could maybe try again a few years later to launch a new activity. Indeed, they could invest their assets in this culture, the culture of vegetables, which will be important in the future.
At the end, I just want to say that Toshiba was a leader of the market, but due to that specific scandal and some of their bad choices, but I can say it's a lot of bad choices the company has made, which lead the company to the bad position. That's it.
Okay. Let's go to, can I have the first slide of for diagnosis, please? No, first slide. Okay. I don't understand why you put this too much investment in the other company. What does it mean? You use the different companies. They are the competitors or they are the partners for the company.
They are partners, but they
invest a lot of
many
money.
have
so many
Toshiba invests a lot in companies and make a lot of loss.
Put too much money in other companies, and Toshiba didn't invest in its own company.
Okay.
So
What kind of cooperation between these companies?
Sorry?
What kind of cooperation? What kind of styles? We learned a thing for the acquisition.
It
Yeah,
was
it was like it depends of the company, but they bought some companies. They acquired some companies like one. It's not those both, but one acquisition was equivalent to 2.3 billions. One company was a nuclear firm, etc. Can you repeat the question, please?
It's
What kind of-
mutualization.
Yeah. It depends on the company, but with this company, it was a mutualization of way of production for LCD, small and medium. It depends, and after Toshiba and 3 other companies are in bargain for the sale for a stake. 2 years later, Toshiba created another company, the OCZ Storage Solutions, and after create the company, Toshiba purchased all its assets, and after in 2015, Sony purchased to Toshiba all the deactivated activities after the scandal. So it brings a little bit money to Toshiba, but Toshiba had to do something in return. If there is a partnership, it's not in one way, it's in the both ways. So Toshiba, yes, of course, she sell a little part of its activities, but the company had to do something in return to Sony.
Good. I think you talk about they invest money to other company.
Yes.
Whatever the style for the cooperation,
Yeah.
like probably joint ventures or acquisition, purely acquisition and so on. Okay, that's the reason. You think it caused so many problems for the case company.
It's one of
Okay,
the
so-
problems.
Yeah, it's one of
They lost too much money.
All right.
in-
Okay. Never get some profit from the investment. Okay. Can you give me this next slide? Next, environment analysis. Can you give me some examples about the environmental analysis for the company?
For example, the company didn't analyze the environment with the competitors and all the competition on all the markets. So the company has made a bad choice because of bad analysis.
Can you give me some further information about what kind of tools or theoretical framework you can use
Porter
for the
face.
strategies? Talk about Porter strategies.
For example, but more what?
Porter.
Talk about Porter
Um,
strategies for analysis. You said you can use that because
Yeah.
Yes.
in general terms, environmental analysis, we can say that's the problem. Any particular part based on the Porter process.
Yeah, the competitive rivalry is the company has to assess the competitor already on the market and see what kind of product they propose, what kind of prices, and if the customer can substitute its product with the product of the concurrents. So I think it's the better tools to analyze this environment for Toshiba because it's about the competitor.
Okay. Have you next about management? So any particular examples for the bad management from this company?
It's about the communication, because as we just said, the headquarters in Tokyo, they want to set high prices to compensate the loss of money due to the scandal. So they put high prices, but then the other offices in the world, they just can't sell as much as they should because the prices are too high compared to the competitors. But at the headquarters, don't listen to them. They just want to sell high prices, and so there's not a good communication between both of them.
Okay, next slide. A wrong choice for innovations. Can you give me some why you think innovation is the key reason for the failure?
Sorry.
Why innovation? You put here innovation is a key
Yeah.
for the failure.
But they haven't innovated in the right activities because they have launched their own activities of culture vegetable, but they haven't done like market study to see if the customer will buy some Toshiba's vegetable, and so it wasn't. The principle was good because of the nuclear catastrophe. The farm that the products are contaminated, but I think it's the wrong company to do that because it's not.
Customers are not used to
Yeah.
this kind of product from Toshiba.
Yes.
And
It's more like electronic devices and so.
And Toshiba, so for Innovate, put a lot of money in it, but it didn't work, so they didn't have money back.
All right. The failed investment for
Yes,
innovation.
yes, it was me.
Okay, good. Can you give me the next recommendations? Okay. Give me some details about how to reinvest in the company to save money. What's the connection? Why you put it saving money and reinvesting in the company?
For example, the Toshiba has to stop to invest in all the companies. Have to save money and keep the money to reinvest in their own company.
Or their own company?
To focus in Toshiba.
Okay.
Yes, focus in their own units. For example, the TV, phone, the computers and not
Okay.
invest in all the others company.
Oh, that's based on the diagnosis you make.
Yes.
first.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, give me a second. Next. Align more to competition. About competition is the key for the company. So, how to define align more to the competition? What does that mean?
Because they propose, they offer the same products than the competitors, exactly the same and the same quality, etc. But with higher prices. So it's the customers doesn't buy Toshiba's product because it's higher than the others' product. So if they want to keep their high prices, they have to offer a best quality or best product. But but we can suggest to Toshiba to align more to the competition because it's more, for us it's the best solution. And with this solution, they will earn a little margin than rather than if they will have a little margin if they put little prices, but they will sell more, customers will buy more. So it will be easier for us to have to increase the turnover. Just because they think the prices doesn't reflect, they are not linked to their quality. So they can align or innovate.
Good. Thank you. Next. You talk about performance management system. What is performance management system?
It's a system to put in place in the company to improve the management. So, like work on the pay structure, on the role of the line manager, the job design, etc. Like to provide employees a better work condition, and like that they will be more involved and they will be more happy to work maybe, and so the objective will be achieved easily. This
Okay.
kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. Next. I think the point from this part is quite relevant to strategic management because you talk about pesos. Give me the details. How to use pesos to do this kind of studies.
Because they, for example, when they launched the new activity of the vegetable culture, they didn't really analyze the environment of the company and they didn't really do a previous analysis of other markets, and it didn't really match with the environment and all the strategy of Toshiba, because it's not its main activity that they do.
And more.
They should follow the laws and regulations according to the government places. If they, for example, if they are producing something like they try to create the pollutions in the air, and they maybe the government may charge to them. They should follow the rules and regulations. That's what I'm asking.
Okay, in general terms, so any particular theory from our class we learned in the past can be applied for recommendations. The things relevant to all the recommendations you made already. Particular theory. When you talk about one thing about pesos, any more theory, things relevant?
Porter.
Porter's first.
Porter.
Any more?
SWOT.
SWOT.
Yes.
Give me one example. Probably this is the final question. How to use SWOT analysis to give the recommendation for the company in the future?
Because the SWOT allows us to target the weaknesses and the strength of the company to act better in the future, to forecast all the environment and all the
with the SWOT, we can see where the company have to improve itself with the weaknesses and the strength, and with the strength and the opportunity, we can see where the company have to invest because it's working. So
These are the opportunities, and so yes, these are the they should realize their opportunities and the threats as well. Like if they realize that there should be some threats, if in the innovation or resale, in the resale market as well, they should like take back steps, like no more investments as well.
Okay.
And Toshiba can use also the BCG matrix to know what are the products or the stars and who are the dogs, etc. It can be good, it can be helpful for them to know where they can focus, like where they can improve their product if they are not good enough for customers. They can know where they have to do more investment in research and development to improve their product, and if they know what are the best products, then can just focus on the bad to improve and to sell more too.
Anything else?
no.
Good, thank you.